Hey, everybody. Hope your National Sign Day is going great. Michael Langston and myself, Tom Lang, keeping you covered when it comes to Florida State recruiting on National Sign Day. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, you really should be subscribed to warchant.com, where all this stuff is percolating and going up as the minute turns. A little bit delayed on here, but hey, sometimes better late than never. Michael, Florida State, I don't know if you want to call it a crown jewel, man, but they went after Hykeem Williams. They got him early-ish, and now they were able to hang on to him as they receive his NLI on Wednesday. Man, there was a lot of big-time names going after Hykeem Williams. Didn't seem like Florida State belonged, at least in the preseason. I mean, who ultimately did they really have to kind of go blow for blow with to pull Hykeem Williams?
Yeah, I would say, later early in it, it was Texas A&M. We heard he was, kind of leaning towards there. He had visited there, and it seemed to be, FSU had some work to do to get up there. But then, the tide started changing where FSU got him on campus. It was a different feel when it was FSU, and then in the summer it just really felt like it was going to be FSU. Miami was also, pursuing. Georgia was also pursuing. I would say mainly Texas A&M, and then certainly those two teams, kept fighting until the end. Even though he was very solid in his commitment, they kept dialogue to try to keep up with him. I think even Colorado tried to make a run, but it was just, the feeling at FSU was different for Hykeem, and certainly it's a massive pickup for FSU to get him signed and get in there. Because I was originally thinking when it happened, like, man, can you actually hold on to this guy? Because it's a South Florida kid. It's a 5-star. Mario Cristobal is a very good recruiter. Jimbo is a very good recruiter. There's all different type of recruiters. And then I think certainly the season going on, even though Hykeem said it wasn't a big deal, I think certainly that made it enticing even more as far as what they did on the field. But certainly a big one.
Florida State cleaned up in the portal. Everybody kind of asked, what about high school kids? I mean, this to me, this kind of, I felt early on it kind of changed the narrative around Mike Norvell of whether or not they could get an elite high school kid. I know maybe not as many 5 stars as everybody hoped and imagined, but this kid, Michael, I mean, when you look at his film, just how legitimate of a prospect is he? What do you see that flashes to you when you see the tape on Hykeem Williams?
Very legitimate, consensus 5-star, and he's worth it in everything he does. Really big kid, but long strider, but also a guy that's got really big time speed after the catch. I mean, you can see in a lot of his clips. I mean, the way he pulls away from guys and just runs like a runaway train or a runaway moose. Man, he's just going. He is just he's got great feelings like after the catch, and he's really hard. We talk about guys that get separation off, speed and even maybe physicality, and it's like he is a really tough guy to bring down the ground. It's like when you get him out there, you better have 2 or 3 guys to put on him, and then that speed just makes him so difficult to handle. Very George Pickens like, very kind of. I mentioned Andre Johnson, who played at University of Miami and the Texans. That's guy. But George Pickens, I think, would be a good comparison. But the guy just does. He's just very difficult to handle because of that speed. It's just very rare to have a guy that's as big as Hykeem is that runs like the way he does and just what he does after the catch with his physicality.
Year one, what do you kind of forecast for him, Michael? I mean, they're going to have a pretty crowded wide receiver room, but have you seen enough from him on tape that makes you think he's a guy that can come in and compete for a role and some touches and maybe some crucial situations?
Yeah, I think he'll be an impact in the offense. I don't think it'll be necessarily a starter, but I think he's gonna have an impact in the offense because of he has things that they have some big guys on their team, but they don't have big guys that run the way this guy does after the catch, and so very elite, and he's going to get there early, so that's a big deal. Usually, guys that get there early, that really gets them going into the right positive way of seeing the field early. We've seen that with a lot of guys that certainly get there early and learn the playbook and learn everything. And I think he's going to make an early impact because he has skills that they don't have on the team. They have guys with size, but they don't have guys that with size and speed. They also have guys that are hard to bring down. Certainly Johnny Wilson falls in that category, and even Micah Pittman's tough to bring down at times. But a guy that size, the way he moves, I don't think they have that on their roster. So I think they're going to certainly want to implement that in this offense going into next year.
Mike Norvell says it's an offense built for playmakers. Tough to find a better one out there than Hykeem Williams. Florida State gets his NLI here on signing day. Stay connected with warchant.com. Plenty more coverage here on YouTube as well as the website. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. Mike, thanks, man.
Get it.